live stream replay from my Insight Timer Live that I am just about to start now. And we are talking about crystals for empaths. So a fun session, hopefully, nothing too deep, just lots of good fun to discover how we can use crystals to heal ourselves, to make ourselves feel better. So, welcome. If you are new here, if this is your first time, please consider subscribing because, as well as Insight Timer Live replays, live streams, I'm also going to be sharing lots of videos about how to live a really empowered empath life. So you're not so caught up with everyone's energy all the time. Beautiful. I have got 30 seconds to start. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Oh, and I should tell you, my name is Cindy. If you don't know me yet, my name is Cindy. And I'm an empath, like you. All right, let's make a start. Just about 10 seconds. You can always join me on Insight Timer if you want to participate there too. Oh, press start. Namaste. Namaste, my lovely friends. I hope you are well. How is it where you are? How is life treating you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's always a little moment of when I start the live because there's no little faces down the bottom when I'm on the computer. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Sarah, Sarah, thank goodness you're here. Oh no, it's a different Sarah from Southern California. I'm glad you're here too, Sarah. Leanne, welcome. Good morning, Keiko. Hey, Lily. Lovely to see you here. Stephanie. Hey, welcome, Stephanie. That little text is really blurry. I really am looking forward to getting my glasses. Hey, Judy. Richard. Hey. Hey, Luann, welcome. Bonnie. Yes, it looks really good now, but Bonnie, I'm just realizing that my vision is even blurrier than what it was before, but it's okay. I got some new glasses. I went to the eye doctor, thank you for asking, and he told me that I have sun damage in my eyes. So to all of you, apparently it's really common in Australia. To all of you with young children, start making your kids wear sunglasses from a really early age because apparently it's cumulative. So I'm now having issues because of what I didn't do when I was younger, which was wear hats and sunglasses. Hey, Carlene, welcome. Sunglasses, exactly. Judy, I never leave the house without sunglasses now, but the eye doctor told me that's what everyone says. Too late. Yes. That's the other thing too. I don't know what the rules are like in the countries that you live in, but in Australia we have a certain standard of level of sunglasses because our sun is so harsh. But when you buy cheaper sunglasses, they don't always have that, they don't reach that standard. So be mindful of the sunglasses that you buy. Hey Monica, welcome. I know, right Bonnie? we used to sit in the sun covered in oil. I used to do that, I admit. I'm lucky because I've got the darker skin tone, so I don't burn as easily, but all of my Caucasian friends used to sit with me, trying to compete with me. Oh, I'm going to get as brown as Cindy. Never. Hey Flo, welcome. Very sun sensitive, right Judy? So the eye doctor has also just, without me even asking, has just put in a blue tint into my new glasses, which should be here next week, to also protect against the glare from the computer. So there's all these things that we do to ourselves and we don't even realize, and then we get a bit old, and ta-da, they all start manifesting. So welcome. Today we're going to have lots of fun. We are talking about crystals. We are turning into really hippy dippy people. We are talking all about crystals. So on that, yay! And actually I have to say that This live was by request from Bonnie. So thank you, Bonnie. I was writing a few notes so that I would stay on track before I got ready this morning. And I started off thinking, I don't know that I can fill a whole hour talking about crystals. And then I started writing notes and it was like, oh, I should have booked 2 sessions. We can talk about this a lot. My pleasure, Bonnie. Yay, Monica, indeed. So I took notes on some of the crystals that are essential, in my opinion, for empaths. And then as I was walking through my house, I was like, oh, I didn't put in that one, I didn't put in that one. So I have lots of crystals, more than I thought. So crystals. I would like to start by saying crystals come from the earth, and the earth has energy. So why wouldn't something that we extract from the earth carry the energies of the earth? So that is why I believe that crystals work, because they are actually carrying, we're all energy, and they're actually carrying the energy of the earth. What I don't believe about crystals, I am super skeptical about people who say, I had cancer and then I put the, such and such a crystal on the space where I had cancer and it was healed. I think it takes more. I think crystals are an aid in clearing our energy. Crystals are part of the picture. So they will enhance certain things. They can enhance our intuition, they can enhance our grounding, they can enhance our healing. But I firmly do not believe, I do not believe that if you put a crystal on your third eye chakra, you will become an ascended master, or you will heal cancer, or any of the other things that I have seen out there as reported about crystals, what crystals can do, okay? So, with that being said, let's have some fun. I want to start today with grounding crystals. Crystals that ground us. Now, as empaths, and I say this often, we are so easily drawn to the spiritual. We like to live here in the intuitive parts of ourselves, right? But to have the clarity of the intuition, to have that connection to the divine, we also need to be aware of the fact that we are living here on earth. And we need to be grounded in the reality of what is around us. So, one of the ways I love to do that is with crystals. So, I'm going to talk through my favorite crystal for grounding. This is one that I didn't even put on my list. And then I sat down and I was like, oh gosh, my favorite crystal. This is a Smoky Quartz. This is my favorite crystal. I love this crystal. So I don't know if you can see it, but he's got little inclusions. He's beautiful, right? This one's a he. Do you guys assign sex to things? Big. Yeah, I do. I do. Some things are female, some things are male. Beautiful inclusions. Comes from Brazil. I bought this when I was on holiday in a shop in far north Queensland in Cairns, in the actual hinterland of Cairns. There's a guy there who spends his life traveling the world, or at least he did. Who knows what he does now? Traveling the world, hunting for crystals. And he has got, there's a shop on top, street level there's a shop, and you walk in and you pay a small fee and you get one of those little miner's lights to go on your head, and you walk down some stairs, and underneath the shop he has excavated the whole shop, and it is just full of his private crystal collection from all over the world. It's like it's just the most amazing experience. Yeah, it's totally fun. So I got this crystal when I came out, and it was funny. I don't know how you all choose your crystals, but I walked around the shop and I saw this one, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's the crystal I'm going to go home with. He sang to me. So, Smoky Quartz. Let's start with quartz itself is, so quartz is the most prolific mineral on Earth. Quartz reproduces itself. How crazy is this? We live in such an abundant universe. If you have a quartz crystal, did I bring my, yes, clear quartz. If you have a quartz crystal and you break a little bit off, you drop it and a little bit gets broken off. If you take that and put it in the earth, eventually another quartz crystal will grow. How amazing. So, of course, it's not going to happen in 2 weeks. It'll be, you'll plant it in the ground and your great-grandchildren will pull it out of the ground and say, thanks, Grandma, thanks, Grandpa. It's amazing, right? Totally amazing, Bonnie. So, this is pretty much what every crystal starts off as. And then it changes into other things. So this is like the most basic building block. Now, a clear quartz is an enhancer of everything else that you put around it. You'll often see, you might have seen this, artists, the really prolific artists will wear like a necklace of quartz because it enhances your own energy. So if you're feeling super creative, you go and surround yourself with this and it will enhance it, okay? So, that is, you have a pink quartz. Yes, Carmen, we're going to talk about pink quartz. So, smoky quartz is a grounding, earthing sort of stone. If you are feeling anxious, if your head is all over the place and you just want to be grounded on the earth, this is the crystal with you. Yes, it does, Keiko. If you're being super negative and horrible, that will be emphasized as well. So that is the first stone that I would recommend for grounding. It's really gentle. So there are plenty of other grounding stones, and we will talk about them. Emotional calmness, exactly, Leanne. We will talk about others, but this one is it's gentle. It's really soothing. When I'm feeling uncomfortable inside, so I guess emotionally overwhelmed, Leanne. That's a good way of saying it. Emotional calmness. When I am feeling overwhelmed and full of discomfort emotionally, I will hold, not this one, I've got 2 little ones that I hold on to, my husband's using them at the moment, that I will just keep in my pocket to keep me grounded and calm and to soothe all of that emotional distress. So this one is never far from, I take this one on holidays with me. It's one of my things that comes with me. Because believe it or not, I do get very emotionally, I'm an empath, we all do, right? I don't need to say believe it or not, we all do. Okay, so moving on to the next grounding crystal that I want to talk to you about. There's more crystals, look at that. There's a whole bowl of them. This is Black Tourmaline. Looks pretty, it's a black rock, right? It's quite shiny. I've seen some really beautiful specimens, but this is raw black tourmaline. Now, black tourmaline is pretty. Show the people on YouTube there. Black tourmaline is really grounding. It's super protective. It dispels negative energy. You love this one, Keiko. Do you have some? Do you have some of this one? It dispels, it absorbs negative energy. I believe it absorbs it and then transmutes it, which is exactly what we empaths do. We absorb, yeah, beautiful. And then we change, we transmute the energy. We have that capacity. So this one, like I'm holding this in my hand and I'm feeling all the way down my hand, I can feel it. While this one is really soothing and gentle, this one is like, whoa. So if you need some really, let's say you're a Reiki healer, right? You're a Reiki healer. Or you live in a house that is, you've got really toxic people in your home. You might be in share accommodation. this is, or you just might be living with your family and things aren't really cool. This will help to dispel that negative energy that they may be bringing in to your energy field. You've got 2 Tourmaline Spheres. Wow, Carmen, how does that, do you sometimes feel overwhelmed with that energy? Or does that work for you? We're all really, really different in what we can handle. It's now on your wish list. Beautiful, Mandy. Luckily, it's one of those ones that you can get really easily. And I love Keiko's idea of putting it above the door. There's no negative energy coming into your house. That's amazing. Okay, so let me just read my notes to make sure I cover everything. It swallows negative energy, swallows it. It's grounding and it's protective. It will provide you with an aura of protection. It is really good with electromagnetic fields. That's right, I knew there was something I'd missed. So if you're spending a lot of time by the computer, a nice big chunk of this will absorb the electromagnetic fields. Leanne, I think crystal shops are just going to be hammered tomorrow after this conversation. Claudia, welcome. Thank you. Yes, it's all green today. Bring in the green. Harmful intentions. It blocks against harmful intentions. So that's why I would recommend it for those of you who do energy healing, Reiki, because it will block harmful intentions, psychic attack, to protect you against the computer radiation. Yeah, beautiful, Carmen. It is an excellent stone to use for anxiety as it absorbs the negative energies around you. So if you're feeling anxious, on Etsy, oh, I was looking at some green tourmaline on Etsy. I wasn't sure if that would be a good place, but if it works for you, Hayley, I'll give it a go. Okay, another grounding stone is Black Obsidian. Now, I don't have any to show you. I've been looking at it and looking at it, but I figure, how many black stones do I need? That whole bowl is full of tourmaline. How much do I need? Oh, anyone in New Jersey who can help FF out with where to buy crystals? Okay, so obsidian is truth enhancing. So there will be no bullshit around you if you are carrying your black obsidian. You'll be able to see through the rubbish, right? Which we empaths can kind of do already. So imagine enhancing that with a little crystal as well. Yeah, beautiful, Claudia. We had this class already. Yes. So it forms a shield against negativity. It soothes mental stress and tension. And here's a really good thing about black obsidian. Hey, Chelsea, welcome. Oh, wow. From the pyramids in Mexico. Monica, how amazing. Ricky's Crystals in Montclair. Ah, beautiful. Thanks, Deanne. There you go, FF. Okay, so this is the amazing thing about black obsidian. It stimulates your growth on all levels, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all of that. And it urges exploration of the unknown and opens new horizons. So it is perfect for those of you, which I think is all of us, who are on a spiritual journey. And we need some help to navigate the unknowns, because let's face it, sometimes going off on a spiritual journey, if you're having an awakening moment, right? Everyone thinks that awakening is like, so lovely. I can see the divine now, but most of the time it's just you walking around going, because there are so many crazy things that you are opening up to that you are not used to. Now that is really weird, Chelsea, because I knew it was you. Even though there was no Margaret, I felt you. Oh, it just gets hippier and hippier around here. Welcome, it's so good to see you. And you almost didn't buy it. Well, I'm glad you did, Monica. I'm glad you did. Okay, Now, one more stone for grounding before we move on is hematite. Now, I personally find hematite just too much. I cannot wear it. When I am around a lot of hematite, I've tried to carry it with me, I had a bracelet. Hey Al, welcome. When I did carry it around with me, I just found that I became too inward looking. My energy just got really heavy and I just found it hard to be out with other people. I turned inwards too much. And I'm already an introvert. I'm already quite prone to reclusing, being a recluse. I don't need any help. So hematite brings balance to both your energy body and your physical body. It returns us to our natural equilibrium. So again, if you're feeling all out of sorts, try a little bit of hematite. It's also a very soft stone. So hematite is really hard on the outside, but soft on the inside, a little bit like us, right? So it kind of mirrors us when we are feeling fragile. It draws out the truth, your inner truth, and it helps you to heal your deep-seated trauma. It's a really good stone for shadow work. But because it's so nurturing, it's not going to be like tourmaline. If you're doing shadow work, that is going to bring that stuff out and shove it in your face and make you deal with it. Whereas hematite is more of a soft energy. That's actually interesting. I'm having a little bit of a moment because I can't cope with hematite because it's so soft and gentle in drawing out the truth. I just need it to be short and sharp. I just need it out. Get it out, deal with it, move on. If it's too soft, I go down the rabbit hole of deep, dark feelings. Beautiful. Okay, so hematite will help keep you grounded. It will allow you to unearth the truth, but it will do it in a nurturing way. You wear a pinky ring of hematite, and obviously it works for you, Bonnie. Obviously it works for you. A sip of tea. Okay, so grounding. Hey Hayley from the UK, welcome. Oh, must be wee small hours for you. So there's grounding done. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the heart chakra. I'm happy to do a Crystals for Chakras story live another day, but let's just stick to the things that I think are the best for empaths. Now, empaths, after we're grounded, we need to take care of our hearts because we tend to do this, right? Protect ourselves. Because we are being told that, hey, there is something wrong with you because you can feel all the things, you're too sensitive, all of that. Also because we are extra sensitive, we do feel all of the feels, so we feel like we need to protect ourselves, protect our heart. So I know, speaking personally, I had a moment last week, I watched a video and it was talking about religion and some religion and technology, and it just put the fear of God into me. I had to go and deal with what was in my heart about it because it scared me. And I know I'm not the only one who has those moments where they read things, see things, have conversations with people, watch videos, and just have to go and tuck themselves away to process. But the thing is, yeah, Bonnie, right? But the thing is, after you've tucked yourself away to process those emotions, you need to open your heart and come back to life. You need to come back with your heart open to share what you have, to share that extra sensitivity. It's no good being sensitive and keeping it all to yourself and not calling out what needs to be called out. That's part of our role, part of our job to be here, okay? So we need to keep ourselves open. These are the crystals that I like to use to keep myself open. And I'm starting with the obvious one because you cannot talk about heart-opening crystals without talking about rose quartz, right? So, rose quartz. I have so many rose quartz. I have this one, which is called a generator. If I pop, you can't see it. It just stands up by itself. You just pop it on a surface, right? And it's got a point. So it's actually an energy generator. Now, I bought 2 of these and I got it online, and then when I opened up the box, what I wanted to do was create like a beautiful display of rose quartz, like my little love cubby hole. And then as soon as I pulled out my other one like this, I just knew immediately that it had to go on my husband's desk. So sometimes crystals will tell you, I'm not for you, but they're for other people. So I have this one. I have, along with my tourmaline, my little bowl of tourmaline, I have raw, and I have a big chunk of rose quartz, this big, that I keep out by the front door. Yeah, beautiful, Monica. So actually that brings me to my next point. Tourmaline and rose quartz are best friends. Protection, heart opening. If you want to walk through life as a protected empath who is empowered to show people their heart, these two together. If you are a Reiki energy healer or any sort of energy healer, these two need to be in your healing space. I really don't know, guess. That's a good question. Oh, wow, Zawadi, welcome. There you go, there you go. See, and was that instinctive? Can I ask Zawadi? So, for those of you on YouTube, Zawadi has written that she puts tourmaline, hematite, and just put tourmaline, hematite, and rose quartz under her pillow. And I would like to know, Zawadi, was that just an intuitive thing? Did you just go, these 3 belong together? Because yes, right. Your intuition will tell you what you need. When I got these 2, I actually got 2 boxes. I got a box of each. And I just knew that I wanted to make like a circle of protection for when I did my Reiki, my distance Reiki for people. And I saw it in my mind's eye. I just woke up one day and it popped into my head. I need these 2 in a circle around me. And then when I read up on them, I realized, oh, that is my intuition yelling at me. Yeah, beautiful, Zawadi. That is brilliant. I love it when our intuition just shows itself like that. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about rose quartz. Rose quartz. Now, I've actually written down notes about this because I realized that all I really knew was that rose quartz was lovely and it was for your heart and it was full of love and beauty. But let me actually read to you some notes. My pleasure, Zawadi. The Heartstone. It's filled with compassion and care. And this is amazing. This is what doing my little bit of research. Connected to the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is the energy that makes stuff happen. I could go off on a mad tangent about the Hindus. The Hindus, if you look at the Hindu gods, there's the male god, and then they always have a female counterpart. So the male is the thought process. The male is the, oh, hey, I'm going to do this. But the feminine, the female, the goddess, is the energy, the breath of life that makes the thought happen. So, this is the connected to the divine feminine. Having this around you will give you the energy to tap into the creative flow that allows things to happen. Okay? That really spoke to me. Okay. Connected to the divine feminine, she who brings the energy of creation. And it's perfect for those of you who find it hard to have compassion towards yourself. So somewhere in my house, I have 2 little crystal rose quartz love hearts, polished little love hearts. And I used to carry them when I was just beating up on myself all the time. That is the stone, this is the stone of compassion that will allow you to feel compassion towards yourself. When you start feeling, negative energies, negative energies. It is almost impossible to feel compassion towards other people if you are hating on yourself, essentially. So rose quartz will help you with that. There you go, Zawadi. Well, we've got some kind of connection going on today. But you chose the heartstone. Yeah, because the visualization of it, right? It's beautiful. Okay, now, another stone that I want to talk to you about, and I don't have one. I have been trawling the internet to find a nice piece of green tourmaline. So, green tourmaline. This is the reason why. Oh, I'm glad you did too, Zawadi. So, green tourmaline. It is this stone, but it's green. If you Google it on the internet, it is stunning. It is this bright, vivid green colour. And I just feel like I really, really need a piece. But everything that I buy now is all my crystals I buy online, because the crystal shops around here, I don't know what the story is. They are just like this little piece of tourmaline would have cost me like $30. Just, I don't know. No, I don't understand why. Anyway, so green tourmaline, it heals the heart. And this is why I really feel that this is an awesome crystal for empaths, because it carries earth energy. So it actually will connect you to Mother Earth. So it's grounding, but at the same time, it's for your heart. So it's everything in one little stone. It's perfect for empaths who crave earthly connection, which is all of us. But if you're living in a concrete jungle, as I am, imagine having a little rock that's going to help you keep your heart open, but also keep you grounded and keep you connected to Earth. Aha, Monica. And I don't understand why, because there's still so many, so why are they so expensive? I don't get it. Anyway, it will help you to feel Mother Earth. It's also incredibly stunning. They are powerful healing crystals, and it has a gift that helps the heart to make an electromagnetic connection with the Earth itself. Doesn't that sound like a dream, like an absolute dream? So I have been, that was actually what I was on Etsy. Who was it that said they buy their crystals from Etsy? That's what I was on Etsy looking at green tourmaline. But it's interesting because you can get really cheap green tourmaline from some countries, and then in Australia it was a tiny little piece was like $30, but I'm always really conscious about sourcing things ethically. I would hate to think that there are people just using slave labour, which I know happens, that there are mines in some countries. In fact, I think it was earlier this year there was a Bangladeshi mine maybe that collapsed, and hundreds of people died in the collapse of this mine, and the people were mining in horrible conditions, and they were mining for, guess what? Crystals. So since I saw that, I am just so mindful about where I get my crystals from, making sure that, like the guy who goes and digs for these crystals, everything that he sells, he has dug up himself and then had polished and whatever. So I know it's not 100% poverty-stricken people digging in horrible conditions so that they can feed their family substandard food, you know? Beautiful. Card decks on Etsy. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, green tourmaline. Moving on. Amethyst. Okay, amethysts, amethysts, amethysts. So it's a funny thing. Amethyst is a healing stone. My pleasure, Judy. My pleasure. If we're going to be people who profess to love the earth, as most empaths say we do, then we need to make sure that we are backing our words with our actions. So, amethyst. Do I have an? Oh, I have this amethyst. Now, this is I bought this crystal many years ago for myself, and it's ended up on my husband's desk. And he was a bit distressed when I told him I was taking it from him today. But so this is, remember how I said that clear quartz will magnify the actions of every other crystal and yourself around it. Oh, Monica, lovely. I know, Bonnie. He does. I have to be mindful. I bring them in and he's like, ooh. I really like that. How many crystals can... I love that question, Zawadi. Zawadi has asked, how many crystals can she put under her pillow? As many as you like, and still have a comfortable night's sleep. You sleep with it nearby. This is the only amethyst that I have. The Princess and the Pea. Exactly, Bonnie. This is the only amethyst that we have in the house. But clear quartz magnifies. And you see how everything, remember I said everything starts as clear quartz? So this is in the process, was in the process before it got pulled out of the earth. Amethyst, healing stone. Now my mother-in-law rocks amethyst rings. Her hands are just full of amethyst rings. And my mum also has so many. So all the women around me love their amethyst rings, and yeah, both of those women, they have the capacity to heal. It's interesting. Anyway, amethyst expands the higher mind, okay? And it also enhances your creativity and your passion. What did you do when you were 8? You found a crystal. Ah, it was made for you then, Hayley. Yes, Zawadi, they all start as clear quartz. So, amethyst, it carries the energy of fire and passion, creativity and spirituality. It enhances logic. So, that's right. It carries the energy of fire and passion, creativity and spirituality, but at the same time, this is so crucial, it enhances logic, calmness, and sensible action. So while it enhances all of that divine connection, all of that intuition, all of that creativity, all of that stuff that we empaths love, at the same time, it helps you to be sensible, logical, have both feet on the ground, and not get caught too far into all of the fun spiritual stuff that makes you really angry. Beautiful. Provides a connection to the divine, and it is a healing stone. Okay. Whenever I see women with lots of amethyst jewelry, I say, well, somewhere in there is a latent healer who has not been, or maybe they are healers, but you know, they haven't had the opportunity to express the healing. Okay. Pink amethyst. I want to share this one with you. So amethyst, we always think of it as being purple. This is a pink amethyst. Now this, I don't know if you can see it, it's such a beautiful stone. There's gold, little gold inclusions. You can see that, right? The gold in it. This is such a beautiful stone. Now, it is really pretty, really pretty. Now, I bought this because, well, because it was pretty. No, I bought it because I'd read that pink amethyst helps you make the connection from here to here. So things that you know in your head drop down into your heart so that you can embody it. Hey Fabre, welcome. So that you can embody it. Now, I have a really woo-woo story to tell about this. A large, does it make a difference? No, Leanne, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's a good point. All my crystals are large. Why? I like big rocks. I just like large crystals, I guess. I have little ones too, and they're just scattered around in pot plants, and I don't know, I just like I don't buy crystals that often, and when I do, they serve a purpose. I guess that's why I just go for the big ones. So, I guess. Anyway, so I'll tell you a story about this crystal. Before I bought this about 2 weeks before I started doing Reiki, my masters, before I became a Yusui Reiki master. And I had been studying and I knew all this stuff in my head. I knew all this stuff. I knew that I could channel the energy. I knew that I could help people heal. I knew that Reiki was an amazing, amazing thing. I also knew that I was really intuitive. I knew that I would get visions from people, that I could pick up on people's energy. I knew it all up here. And for the longest time, this crystal just sat up here. And I hardly touched it. It just sat there. It was just there. And then one day I just cleaned up this is my altar in the bedroom, and I just cleaned it up and took it away. Just done with it. And then I was walking past my crystals about 3 days ago, and I needed to choose one for something. I can't remember what it was. I went to choose, and I just had this moment that I went through 2 months of practicing the Reiki and beginning to actually embody it. So I went from knowing that I was intuitive and knowing that I had the capacity to channel the healing energy to just doing it, to walking in it, to having it here in my heart, completely embodying it. And the moment that I had that move from here, the knowledge moved from here to here, I put this crystal away. I haven't touched it since. So they actually do have the power that they, reportedly do. And if you listen to your intuition, it will tell you which crystal you need. It will tell you what to find. I'd never even heard of a pink amethyst, and it just popped into my, I would have been looking for something online, and it would have popped into my feed, maybe on Instagram or something, I don't know. And it just prompted me to go and get one. And it was exactly what I needed. Wow, exactly, right? So let me tell you. Pink amethyst, it has pure high frequency energy. It cleanses the energy around you. It will give you emotional balance and overall peace. It instills feelings of understanding, calmness, trust, and grace. Now, how much trust did I need to be able to step out and say, actually, all of this woo-woo palaver is real. I actually do see visions when I do the Reiki. Because look, just for a moment, when you are on a spiritual journey and you are connecting to all of these new things, it can be overwhelming. It can be a little bit too much to handle on your own sometimes, right? So picking the right crystals will help you basically to accept some of these crazy things that these new powers, these new things that you are suddenly finding out about yourself. That and having a really good support group. Go and find yourself people who do not poo-poo your thoughts and your processes and your beliefs, okay? Just curious, FF, what do you mean when you say see visions? So when I am doing Reiki, I use my hands, and sometimes I will see things in my hands, like pictures of things. No poo-poo of the woo-woo. Love that, Luann, exactly. No poo-poo of the woo-woo. I love that. That is amazing. I see pictures about people, FF, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. I just see, so for example, one lady that I was sending Reiki to, I saw butterflies in my hands. I saw pink and blue butterflies in my hands. Another lady, I saw a particular situation and I had all of these sentences and words in my head that I needed to speak to her about, and that was the first one I had, and it was so freaky, but I had to speak to her about it, and it was helpful to her. That's what I mean by visions. Does that clarify for you what I mean? They are visions of beauty, I should say. They are always beautiful things. They are never ugly, ugly things. They are always things that help people. Words, sentences, sometimes music. Yeah, that is a good one. It is interesting, FF. Okay, I'm running out of time. Okay, this will give you increased intuition and clarity, exactly what I needed going through that time. And it opens your heart chakra, allows this to drop to this, to embody it. It's good for you if you are feeling stress, sadness, or grief. Oh no, it's not different from regular intuition, FF. It is, gee, that came out really Aussie. No, it is not different from regular intuition. It's just a heightened intuition. It restores balance and aligns you with your aspirations and your higher purpose, which is exactly what it did for me. I came out of those few months of, oh, what is going on, knowing exactly why I'm having these visions, okay? What's the best book? Lisa, there are so many books about crystals. Can't really recommend one. I've tried to read books about crystals and I just find that they're so light and fluffy, and that I just don't resonate with them. If I want information, I'll just go and look online, just Google it, to be honest. A connection between the head and the heart. Okay, spoken about clear quartz. Okay, one more. Oh, awesome. I've only got one more that I want to talk to you about. And I saw Zawadi mention it in a comment. Find the ones you're drawn to. Yes. A card deck of crystals. That's cool. Okay, so Selenite. Now, this is my little bar of Selenite. And I just want to talk to my YouTube for a second. Gina, this is the Selenite that I was going to send you for your birthday. So I sent my friend Gina in the UK a lovely little birthday present, and I wanted to put this in her package, but the post office told me like it went over, you know how they do things by weight? It went over by like 20 grams or something, and that 20 grams was going to make the cost just incredible. So I took it out and put it in my handbag and promptly forgot about it. And then somebody told me, so Selenite is a cleansing crystal. Beautiful, Leanne. This is an energy cleanse. This is the crystal that you need when you are transforming yourself, when you are going through difficult times, or just to keep the energy in your space clear and clean. I have a giant tower in the lounge room that is right next to the television. It is huge. It is huge, yeah, right? So Selenite is it's quite flaky. Don't ever put it in water because it'll just destroy it. And it is the only crystal, one of the only crystals, that you do not have to clean. Now this is my meditation space where I am here. So I have a big one up here that just stays here. And I'll pull it out for you. Nice big chunk. And what I do, you can buy it polished, but this is quite rough. With my other crystals, to cleanse my crystals, if I've used them really heavily, let's say the Black Tourmaline, let's say I've had a full-on energy healing session and I need to cleanse my crystals, I just pop them on there and leave them overnight, and this will cleanse the energy of this. Isn't that incredible? Totally. Yes, beautiful, Monica. Zawadi, this is pretty big. But you should see the one that I have in my lounge room. Yay. It's massive. Who was it that was asking me why my crystals were big? That would, if I held that up now, it wouldn't even fit in the screen. It's so big. Leanne, right, this one is huge. It's huge. Anyway, so this just sits on that ledge there and it cleanses. This is where I do all my Reiki healing, my distance healing, my meditations, and hang out with you guys. So that stays there. Now, the reason I wanted to tell you about my friend Gina was because this sat in my handbag. And talk about don't poo-poo the woo-woo. I'd read that you could use it if you were outside in the world and something horrible happened and you had icky energy. You could just do this around your aura and it would clean the aura. And when I read it, I was like, oh, really? But then I had it in my handbag and I'd forgotten that it was in my handbag. And I had a really horrible interaction with another human being, and I was just walking down the street feeling like, ugh, ugh, ugh. You know, you have those moments when you're just like, oh, I feel so gross, I need to go home and have a shower. And I remembered that I had it in my bag. Did I remember? No, I reached into my handbag to grab something and I touched it. The universe again. Anyway, pulled it out, and I was looking at it and thinking, oh, this is so nuts, but I'll try it. And I just did that. And I felt better. I felt better straight away. So that now sits in my handbag, just for those moments. And because it's self-cleaning, you don't need to worry about cleansing it all the time. It'll just be, you do it, you'll cleanse the dirtiness, put it away back in your handbag, and pull it out next time that you need it. Yes, Bonnie, like the Palo Santo of crystals. It works for you, Leanne, right? To put your crystals on. Yes, Zawadi, that is what I've heard. You just buy little discs. You can buy bowls and things. I've seen big, beautiful bowls of selenite. You can put all your crystals in it and it just keeps them constantly clean. So they are the essentials, in my opinion, of crystals for empaths. Now, keeping them clean. Obviously, your selenite. Washing them. So I put them... You're knocking on their door. Too heavy, right. Yeah. So let's do a little bit more woo-woo. So you buy a new crystal, right? And this is why... So I used to always go to the shop and choose my crystals. Nowadays, like even through COVID when we couldn't go out, so I still wanted crystals. So I would go online, trust my intuition. This one came from online. But to cleanse it, it doesn't, you can actually program these things. This is the crazy thing. You can program them and make them your own. So as soon as I take it, if you're buying them online, as soon as I take it out of the box, hold it in your left hand, run it underwater. Just run it underwater for a few minutes, okay? Just holding it in your left hand. And then you move it to your right hand and you set an intention for that crystal. So for this crystal, I wanted it to help me embody what I know to be true. That was what I asked it to do. Closed my eyes, held it in my hand, and asked it, help me to embody what I know to be true. And then that's it. Put it out in the sun. Let it dry. Okay? because of imitation. Oh yes, oh Leanne, you just reminded me, I've got one more crystal that I need to tell you about in relation to imitations. So that's it, you can program it. Now, remember I told you about the rose quartz that was my husband's? I just programmed it for him. Help my husband, protect my husband's heart, keep my husband's heart open as he works. So, you can do that. The other thing, put it out in the rain. When it rains, which seems to be every day at the moment, put it out in the rain, not in a bowl. You want the rain to just like cleanse, you know, you don't want it sitting in that dirtiness. So just pop it outside on the floor or on a flat little plate where the water will still run, and let the rain cleanse it. And also they love the sun. Charge it in the sun. Okay, leave it out in the sun when it's a beautiful sunny day. Yes, Leanne, I do that too. Some crystals shouldn't be in water. No, so crystals that shouldn't be in water will be self-cleansing ones, Keiko, so you don't need to worry about it. If it says, wherever you buy it from says don't put this in water, then it's a self-cleansing crystal. But what I do always do is take all my crystals outside under a full moon. This is witchy magic now. Pop all your crystals under the full moon to be charged by the moon. Don't do it during an eclipse, because eclipses bring the word that comes to mind is tumultuous. It's unstable energy. So do it under a full moon. Leave it out. Even if you can't see the moon energy is still there. Put it out. Okay? Can you program a crystal like rose quartz for harmony in a relationship? Oh yeah, Zawadi, that's a great idea. Absolutely you can. And then send it as a gift. Yep. Yes. Oh, I would love if you did that and then reported back if that relationship improved. I'd love to know. In the full moon, right? So everybody has to walk past our apartment, in our apartment block, and in the full moon, there's just crystals all over the floor. I'm the hippie lady with the plants and the crystals. My pleasure, Zawadi. What's the best crystal for someone with health issues? Oh, Melanie, all of them. So you need to decide what sort of healing you want, or that person wants, and then go and get the crystal that is specifically for that thing. Healing of health is such a vague thing, because there's so many different types of healing. Do you need emotional healing? Do you need healing of anger, because you know anger brings sickness? Do you need healing of low feelings of low self-esteem, because that brings sickness? So just be really specific about what it is that you like, the root cause of the health problem, and then find a crystal for that specific thing. Beautiful. Good, Melanie. All right, now I wanted to show you one more crystal, and Leanne mentioned fakery. So, and I forgot to bring you a fake one of these that I bought. So this is Citrine. Citrine is the crystal of abundance. If you are trying to manifest something, if you are trying to bring more abundance into your life, this is the crystal for you. Now, isn't it beautiful? Now, I have read, and I believe that I have purchased a citrine that is baked. So they take a regular, I think they just take quartz, and then they somehow bake this golden colour into it. Big too. Yes, Leanne. Is that big? I guess so. So they bake the colour in. And I just, it's still a quartz, but I just wonder if baking and all of that and trying to humanly change it alters the actual power of that crystal in a way. Be superly careful. That is why these days I tend to go more for the The heated amethyst, right. I tend to go more for the raw specimens because there's, you can't fake that. But citrine is one of those that they very, very commonly will create fakes of. And why do they create fakes of? Because all of us want to be abundant and manifest amazing things, and we're told citrine will help you manifest your wildest desires, so we all go racing out to buy this, right? When this is, it will not manifest anything for you. It will aid you in your manifesting endeavors, in your endeavors of creating more abundance. Okay? Be mindful. Be mindful of what you're buying. And that is why when I was on Etsy and I saw this cheap green tourmaline, and because I'm told that green tourmaline is actually quite rare, so I figured that the price would reflect the rareness of the crystal. And then here were people selling tourmaline at $10. And I understand that $10 Australian in some countries is a lot of money, but still. So just be mindful. Sometimes you're just going to have to pay a bit extra for things because they are rare, right? And you want the good stuff. You want the real stuff. Once I was in a crystal shop and a lady gave me one just like that. Oh, wow, Monica, she just gave you one. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, and that actually raises something else for me that I'd like to talk about. Monica's saying that she can't find her crystal. If you buy a crystal sometimes just because you think, oh, I like it, it's pretty, and it's not meant for you, that crystal will disappear. Now, how woo-woo does that sound? I once bought myself a blue aura quartz. I didn't particularly need it, I just thought it was so pretty and it was really trendy and I bought it. And I tell you, I put that down on my bookshelf, and when I came back the next day, it was gone. To this day, that was like 4 years ago. I do not know where that crystal is. I've packed house, I've moved house, and I did not find that crystal. So if it's not meant to be for you, it will, it's crazy. That's really, really like, what? It's true. Oh, Keiko got a set of tumblestones once and they got lost until about 4 months ago. They were lost for years. Wow. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Complete woo-woo. Woo-woo. With a siren. Woo-woo with a siren. Lost for years. And Keiko, do you use them now? Do you find, now that you've found them, do you sort of look at them and go, oh, I really need these right now? I love it. You use them all, and I know what for. There you go. Beautiful. So that's our hour, and honestly, I could keep talking to you for ages. There you go, Keiko, there you go. If they're not meant for you, they will disappear. So there we go. Crystals for empaths. Not too many. I could walk around my house and bring about another 100 crystals out. But let's not do that. I'm happy to do crystals for chakras another time. Bonnie, I bought a first Hematite pinky ring. Had it for an hour, washed your hands, and it just cracked in half. They will break when they, oh wow. Wow, you had that much unwanted energy that it just pulled it out and cracked. That is stunning. Wow. Oh, my pleasure, Leanne. So these things that we often, as has been proven today, these things that we often think, could that really even work? We just need to remember that they are energetic things. They come from the earth. Everything has energy. Oh, my pleasure, Angela. Angela. Yes, wonderful, amazing. Thank you, Angela. I heard that when they crack, they have done their job. Oh, wow. That's a great, yeah. Keiko says that when they crack, they've done their job with you. You can just pass them on intuitively. Beautiful. Oh, Angela, namaste. Thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're with us and that you learned something. That's so good. Oh, my pleasure, Sue. I'm glad you were inspired. Wonderful. So if you have the luxury of going to a crystal shop and doing the hand thing, just feeling, then do that. That is so much fun, right? All of that, just feeling the energy. I love it. Awesome, Richard. It was fun. Good. Oh, my pleasure, Bonnie. You ask and you shall receive. If I have enough wisdom to share with you and there's a subject that you'd like, I'm always open to suggestions. Awesome, Keiko. Thank you. So good to see you again. It's been a while. Beautiful, Monica. Good. So yes, do that. But if you are unable to visit a crystal shop, or if you, like me, you refuse to pay eye-gouging prices, going shopping, yeah. Go online, use your intuition, research a little bit of the sort of energy that you're wanting to cultivate. Go and find the crystal that's right for you. Check about, yes, I understand that, Keiko, after all that time in lockdown, you need to be outside, anything but a computer screen. Find out where, if possible, they source their things from. Even if you send an email to the shop, and ask them, where do you source your things from? If they can't tell you, these come from Brazil, which is one of the biggest deposits of crystals, or these come from Australia, or exactly where the country of origin, then I would suggest moving on to another shop. There are plenty of ethical dealers out there. If you have to pay a little bit extra, then that's okay. And understand that energy works through a computer screen. So when I chose this one, I didn't immediately just go, oh, there's one and buy it. I looked at it. And they had 5 or 6 different ones on their website. I should tell you, Lustrous Crystals. For those of you in Australia, Lustrous Crystals. They are reputable. Their stuff, they know where they source their stuff from. The prices are good. And they package it so beautifully. Nothing's ever broken. They always give you a little freebie. Everyone loves a freebie. And their things are always really beautiful. Their stones are gorgeous. I don't think they just order in bulk. I think they go and choose them all. Oh, yeah, beautiful, Monica. There you go. For those of you in San Fran. Gee, I want to go to San Francisco one day. I just want to go everywhere. One day, please, God. I looked at it and then I went away and then I came back the next day and thought, do I really want that? So it was measured. And then when it came, I was just so, oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, so remember that your energy travels through the screen as well. You can still use your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition will say, oh no, don't get that. Okay, it will still tell you. Beautiful. All right, my lovely friends. It has been fun. I always enjoy spending time with you. Thank you so much for being here. For the love of Ganesha. For the love of Ganesha. That's a cool name for a shop. My pleasure, Judy. My absolute pleasure. So, I will leave you there. I've gone over. I knew that would happen. We were talking about crystals. Thanks, Bonnie. Thank you so much. So, thank you all. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. We are coming into the Christmas season. My pleasure, Luann. So lovely to see you here. We are coming into the Christmas season. And I already have some live scheduled, but I'm going to schedule a lot of Reiki energy healing for the next few weeks. You may have noticed on my profile that I now do energy healing here on Insight Timer. So if you feel you need some one-on-one time, it's an hour session. We do, with the energy healing, we do Reiki. I'll, use my intuition to help you. We also will do some oracle cards if it comes up. It's not limited to just Reiki. I am doing Reiki for empaths specifically as well, because I feel that we can go deeper. Empaths and HSPs, we will go deeper. You'll need it, exactly right, Monica. So check that out if you're keen to get a little bit of one-on-one time. And I will be here doing some more Reikis from now till the end of the year, some meditations. I've also got a really cool live right at the end of the year for an hour and a half where we are going to let go of the energy of 2021 and start dreamcasting, creating what we want for 2022. So I hope you will all join me for that. That is going to be fun, 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 fun. Take care of yourselves. Oh, Bonnie, yeah, cool. Okay, I will. I forgot, I will. All right. Thank you, Zawadi. My lovely friends, namaste to you all. Hey, Lily, thank you. Take good care of yourselves. Honor your energy. Honor your energy. If you need to rest, rest. My pleasure, Carmen. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, all my lovely YouTube friends. Talk to you again soon.